Welcome to the Blue Oasis Podcast. This is the podcast for finding peace and prosperity, learning the history of hobbies, as well as developing a little side hustle. If you want to find peace and prosperity in your life, this is your show. Get ready. You're listening to the Blue Oasis Podcast. I am your host, Adam Rothstein. All right, let's get to the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Blue Oasis Podcast. I am your host, Adam Rothstein. I am making this episode to congratulate you, because if you're listening to this, you've probably accomplished a lot in your life. And if you're over the age of 20, you've done a lot of things. You got your license. Maybe you've had a girlfriend in your life. Maybe you've made the varsity team at some point, or you got on a college team, or you're working a job and you're making some money and you're doing a lot. The point behind this is that, no matter where you are, you've probably accomplished more than you think you have. Now, I personally have accomplished a lot, whether it's the books I've written, the audiobooks I've done, or the amount of podcast episodes I've done. I've met Alex Ovechkin. I skated with him and made an excellent pass to him. How many people can say that? Also, other than an NHL player. Other than that, probably the one thing that you got to take away is that, you have those moments. You have those moments in your life where, you did something special. Like even something as a backflip, which is not so simple to pull off. I mean, it's those one-time things. There is a hockey player by the name of Paul Henderson. In the 72 Circuit Cup, I think that's what it was called, and I should know this because I am an NHL geek, but I'm sorry. But in 1972, it was the Summit Series. The Summit Series, and Team Canada was facing off against, at the time, it was called the Soviet Union, and they were taking a beating. Phil Esposito was not happy with Canadians booing him, and it was a mess. And then on Game 7 of whatever the series was, this guy by the name of Paul Henderson that just, he just had his moment. He had, those breakout games, and he just dominated. And, especially in baseball, you could be that person as well. Just have that moment to give your team a chance, to give yourself a chance. There's a lot of opportunity out there as well. And I do want to tell you about this other story as well. Dan Johnson was his name. It was Game 162 of the 2011 season, MLB season, and arguably the greatest day in baseball history. The Tampa Bay Rays were playing the New York Yankees. The pitcher, David Price, gave up runs as if they were a bake sale. They were down 6-0, and then the Rays rallied back, and I think Joe Madden, not John Madden, but I think Joe Madden was the manager at the time, and he sends up this guy who's hitting 185, which is terrible. So he's only hitting about 19% of the time he gets up there, and he just launches a ball over the right field fence, tucks it in the foul pole, and he just has the biggest smile on his face, and then that leads to Evan Longoria, walking off the game as well, and with your circumstances, you could actually, it could look very down, believe me, when there's a lot of flaws about you, but you have those. You rise to that occasion, like you give it your all. You could wind up in the playoffs, and believe me, the Red Sox were not expected to lose that one, and the whole just go Google arguably Stark Ravens Sports, or go YouTube. Go check it out on YouTube. I'm pretty sure Stark Ravens Sports talked about that. The 2011 ending to the season of the MLB. Now about you. Whether if you've made money on Upwork, even if it's just $1, a few dollars, be proud of yourself. There are so many people out here that are not even attempting. You made the attempt. You got that client. I'm proud of myself for making an extra $30 from a client that I didn't even know was out there. And I had my website up because, you have to put these things out there so people can find you. And, you can strike out a lot at the plate, but, you get that pitch, you can launch it over the fence. And, that's what makes baseball great. That's what makes business great, is that of those opportunities. Gary Vee took what he knew about wine, and then he put it on the internet, and he just kicked butt. He just saw what it was going to be, and he sees what NFTs are going to be as well. So you have to find those little pockets of, specialty. And maybe you go to a different market where you don't know as much at first, but it looks promising. Take a chance. Just take a chance in your life. I was having a conversation before I got on this today with a best friend of mine, someone I'd like to consider a best friend. And he, and I think I'm just more optimistic about it, but there are people that want to resign themselves to, a mediocre life. And I don't want that. I want to be I want to be making 7-8 figures a year and just teaching people everything I know. Whether that's podcasting, creating a fictional podcast, outlining all this stuff. It is it definitely can be a life changer, and I get this positive feedback click every time when I help someone, whether that's answering questions on YouTube, whether that's just sending out an email telling my email list how to do something. I want to tell these people how to do things because there are so many excellent people who would be great audiobook narrators and would be great making their own audiobook and just making a paperback book and hardcover and just doing it all through there. I mean, I want to learn all of this stuff because, it is a business. You are selling a book. You are selling an audiobook. You are selling a product. And there's nothing wrong with that. I would love to make an extra $1,000 a month. Easy. That's $12,000 a year. That gets me some trips to see my cousin. That gets me trips to see my friends back in Maryland. That gets me across the state to see my other cousin in Florida. And that makes a world of difference. I could definitely travel the country if I wanted to, and maybe go see a ball game. I would like to go to, like, just see the rest of this country. I have not been past. I've not been west of either Pittsburgh or Buffalo in my life. I've been east. I've been out of the country once, and you can take your craft, you can make those things, and you can make that money, and you can live your dream too. So it's not impossible. I mean, like, if I help 1,000 people in my life, I've made a difference. But I mean, like, I want to be like my mentor. I want to be like Jason Stapleton. I want to help 1 million people, make their audiobooks. I probably would never meet all of them, but maybe I'd get on a Zoom call. Maybe I'd just hang out and just say hello. Because the Nomad Network has made a world of difference for me. And I don't think I'd be as far along as I have been without Jason, without learning the basics. I bought a $300 course from him back in 2020. And I just wish I had purchased it sooner. I was a bit hesitant on it. My friend was like, one of my other friends was like, I like this, but I'm just not going to pull the money for it. I did. I made a difference. I've made money. I've sold a $200 course in my life. I mean, like, even just one, even though it was just one, and I haven't sold another course since, and I'll admit to that, like I just want to be the one to make a difference in people's lives. Yeah, I mean, if money wasn't a thing, if we had a way to, like, or if, like, there was, like, some form of AI that leveled all of this out, or, like, just gave people enough or a little more than enough, I'd still be doing this. I'd still be writing about baseball, writing about hockey, making these novels, and just writing on Medium and narrating, because this is what I live for. This is what I want to do with the rest of my life. And I want to teach other people how to do this too. And, you can make this, a full-time business. Now, I'm not there yet. I'm making 20 cents a day off of this podcast, which is like $6 a month. But, sometimes I'll get like 60 or 70 downloads a day, but that's like a statistical anomaly. It's usually like 18 to 24 per episode at this point, or sometimes it's like I'll get like the one download a day, but when this comes out, it's like usually I get like 15 on this, or like 3 on the goalie kid, or like something like that, because I have 2 and I can't exactly measure where they're coming from or what apps they're using, but I can see that that I'm getting downloads, and maybe I don't know where they're coming from, but I'm assuming they're mostly in America, but maybe you're that one guy from Europe or Asia or wherever, and I appreciate you for listening, believe me. And it just makes, it's amazing. That's what I'd like to say. I mean, be grateful for the things in your life as well, and be grateful for the accomplishments. You don't have to have it all figured out at my age, and I just turned 28, and it was, and I just want, more in my life, and there are certain things that I haven't done, whether it's travel or just seen a lot of the country, or just bought a home. I mean, like, I haven't bought a home yet. I mean, it's like, and then there were like 2 other 27-year-olds that bought a home, and that I once met, and there's like, it's like, they figure it out. Maybe not. I mean, like, you know, you know, I would love to live in a house where I'm doing what I love, and I think I'm gonna get there. And maybe I don't see the path in my life exactly, or at least not yet, but I do hope that whoever is listening to this, that, be grateful for what you've learned, be grateful for the things you've accomplished, the things you have, the people you've met, all that stuff, and you can do it. And if you like this episode, please be sure to rate this on all your podcast platforms, and please share this with a friend or several friends, rather. I think it's very important that people learn to control the source of their income, even if it's not a full-time thing. Just learn. And I will leave a link to the Nomad Network in the description below, and just be sure to check that out. Also, or in the show notes, rather, not in the description. If you're on YouTube listening to this, it will be in the description. So until the next episode, stay safe, stay great, and I'll talk to you all then.